What's going on, guys? Boken VG here, and I'm going to give a little review and overview of what I consider to be my HTC VIVE Ultimate XR Elite. Now, I have a lot of friends in VR and Discord and all that who know that I'm always constantly tinkering with my headset. I'm even in the forum for the Discord of the XR Elite team and all that, showing off my headset. Now, unfortunately, it seems that Vive have kind of shied away from the XR Elite and moved on and slightly, silently discontinued it, which is a shame because they still pushed trying to sell the thing, but they discontinued the one item that a lot of people pretty much buy the headset for, and that's the face tracking, because this is still one of the lightest headsets I have ever owned and ever used, and it has some shortcomings that I have taken the liberty of myself to fix and turn it into something that I consider ultimate. So I'm just going to do a little turnaround for you guys and show you what I have done to this headset. As you can see up here on the top, we got a Rode Wireless Go 2, which gives me darn near perfect studio quality microphone audio, and I have not had any complaints from any fans, any friends, or anyone over me talking or playing guitar or singing through this microphone. Even placed where it is up with the microphone facing forward, I do not have any complaints about people saying, oh, it's too quiet or it's too loud or any of that. So originally I was going to put it on the nose for the face tracker, but decided against that, popped it up here, and I've had no complaints. Now, one of the biggest mods that you will see is I have 3D printed off the ear headphones. Now, I know what you're thinking because you can see the wire on both sides going to it. How did I do that? How did I get it to go, since the XR Elite has literally no audio ports on there at all? Well, the simple answer to that is the speakers inside of my XR Elite, the right one blew. The left one was perfectly fine, but the right one, it blew, and just the audio wasn't good in it anymore. So what I did is I ended up taking apart the arms on both sides, and I got access to the actual wire. This wire that you see here is actually the wire in the headset that goes to the speakers built into the ear, the arms. And what I did is I just made these custom 3D printed off the ear speakers, attached them to the arm there, which is like also acting like a little brace to strengthen the arm to make it stronger. And then I had the wire coming in, coming out, spliced into it, and boom. So now we have these really crisp, loud, off the ear headphones that are just controlled straight up by the normal volume of the XR Elite, as if they would be. And it makes me really sad that a lot of companies don't invest more time into off the ear earbuds. Like, obviously the Index and the HP Reverb 2, G2, they just work really well. And the fact that companies aren't putting the time into doing that again, it's really depressing. But I took it upon myself to 3D print some and splice into the wiring. And then what I did was inside the ears is, before putting them back together, I put glue in there so that they are not going to fall apart. They literally can't come apart ever again. So this was a permanent solution. And then I just got tape on the outside to kind of hide the wiring so the wire's not all flopping everywhere. But it works absolutely great. The audio in it is stunning. I'll try to show off the audio to you guys if I can figure out a way to do it properly. But yeah, works great. And then you might notice, obviously, we got the deluxe strap on the back, and we have the Bobo VR battery strap here up on the top. And this thing works great. It works perfectly fine for charging the headset. Unfortunately, with the face tracker attached and the face tracker on and running, this thing, the headset, uses more power than it would if it doesn't have the face tracker, obviously. And even though these batteries, this is like the one that they use for the Quest 3, even though it can charge a Quest 3, it can't fully charge an XR Elite that's using the face tracking. It will still slowly lose battery life over time, very slowly, but it does extend the battery life. So it will drain, but it drains incredibly slow. With this on and the battery pack in the back, I get about 4 hours of gameplay. Now, obviously, if I had a secondary battery to swap out, which I don't currently, that would extend it, because the headset itself goes all the way down, and it takes it a while. It takes it like, I'd say 2.5 hours to go down to 80% with this connected, and then it starts using the battery of the battery cradle itself. But if I had another one, it would probably, like, you know, reduce it. It won't charge it, so like it will slowly lose power over time. But you know, if we're getting about 2.5 hours of extended life with this, plus whatever that has, so it is what it is. I mean, you take what you can get. Now, when it comes to the actual Bobo VR battery adapter here, the one thing I will say that I don't hate or love, I'm kind of neutral about, is this back brace here for the head on the battery pack for the XR Elite. My next project, I'm going to buy another one of these cradles used, because I don't want to pay the $200 that these things are, which is insane. I find them used for like 70, 80 bucks. I want to cut off this cradle here, and I want to see how hard it is to permanently mount like a K-Cop VR or a Bobo VR rear cup for like one of their head straps to this battery cradle, so I get a more comfortable, more round back support for my head, but also so that this thing doesn't just flop here. It will actually mount to that cradle itself, and you know, be a little bit more stable, because as it is right now, it's fine, it's stable, it works, but if you dance in VR or you move your head a lot and whatnot, you will notice this thing flop left and right, which is kind of annoying. But if I can get that back cradle cup on here from like a Bobo VR, and then this thing will just connect to it directly, then it'll eliminate that. Plus, the other issue that I have with this thing flopping here is, I don't know if you guys can tell or fully see, the USB-C cable is right there in front of the head strap for where this thing mounts on the deluxe head strap. And that thing does hit it, so over time, that cable does get moved and nudged and whatnot. And when I do hook up my Ultimate trackers here, I have a little dongle where the tracker sits on this side, and then this plugs into the left. It's like a little splitter. That will hit it over time every now and then, and it will disconnect the thing, and then I gotta wait for the trackers to connect themselves and recalibrate, and it's a pain in the ass. So if I could just get this, you know, seated forward onto the cup and not touching that at all, that would be fantastic. All right, guys, so as you can see, the headset is on, and as you can tell, the off the ears are literally just at the right position, the right angle and everything, right just on the outside of my ears. And they are very good with the audio. The headset is still light. It maintains, with all the mods, it maintains all the comfort and everything that I want this headset for. Hopefully you guys can maybe hear. So I don't know what that sounded like to you guys. I won't know, obviously, until I'm post-processing. But that was me with it at full blast, full audio, listening to a song. So now I'm going to put it at the normal volume that I listen to stuff, which is like 6 clicks of the volume. And again, I won't know how that sounded in the camera, guys, until post-processing, but that's the volume that I play games at, which is literally just 6 clicks above mute, because it gets really loud. I don't need it past 6. I can hear everything perfectly. Everything's crisp. The audio is great. If I'm in VR chat, the spatial awareness and everything is fantastic. Well, guys, there you have it. That's my little review / overview of my Ultimate XR Elite. Now, I will say this with a grain of salt. If you are not technically sound and you don't know how to take stuff apart, and you kind of feel on the fence about that, like you just don't know, you're unsure, don't do it, because you might end up breaking your headset. That's on you. I don't recommend you doing it unless you absolutely know what you're doing. However, if you are tech savvy and you don't like the built-in audio of the XR Elite, you have access to a 3D printer, and you have the skills and the talent to know what you're doing, give it a shot. I know what I'm doing, and I absolutely love this iteration of the XR Elite. It's just The fact that it did not come with off-the-ear audio from the beginning is very disappointing. I wish more companies would start doing that again. The microphone on the top is absolutely great. I don't have an issue with the XR Elite's microphone itself, but I always use this because it just sounds fantastic. If you have any comments down below or any hints on how I can actually attach the rear cup of any other headset to this, let me know, because I love to see what people come up with. I love in the forum and in the Discord for Vive what people do, seeing what people do to their headsets to make them just perfect for them. And I've seen some freaky headsets. I've seen some definitely beastly collaboration Frankenstein things, and I like to go for the more stealthy, clean look. So obviously, if everything be integrated and run from the headset, that'd be great. However, running a little microphone here is fine. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little overview and showing off of my Ultimate XR Elite.